How's it, Sean from Fitz? Welcome to the third tutorial in our surface tutorials. Welcome to the basic anti-air warfare tutorial. This is the third in the series of tutorials designed to teach players the fundamentals of surface operations in command. In this tutorial, the following topics will be covered. Okay, operate air search radar, operate electronic support measures, ESM, sorry. Engage targets with anti-air gunnery. Engage targets with surface-to-air missiles. Engage targets with close-in weapon systems. Alright, so let's load him up. Hope there's not too much reading in this thing as well. Don't like reading. Not big long stories, okay, your mission is to... Okay, so here, welcome to that. This is a bit more here. Your mission is to detect and destroy a variety of target drones and simulated OPFOR aircraft operating in your area. You will need to make use of your sensors to positively just got out, identify air contacts before engaging while remaining in the time limit. In this tutorial, as with others in the series, multiple pop-ups. Okay, I just want to see if there's anything. No. Okay, so that was just that little bit extra. Alright, so we're back with the boats. Let's just, I suppose we must run to get our story. It's daytime. See, nice and daytime. We got a daytime scenario. Currently we are currently on station in our assigned exercise area. You may adjust your course and speed as you wish. However, the course and speed that has been preset is suitable for now. Alright. Your destroyer is currently not operating. Is currently not operating its radars. Okay. It is usual for units in command to operate either all their radars on active or all their radars off passive. At the moment, however, your destroyer is operating in passive mode. This is achieved by opening the sensors in F9 and unchecking the unit obey orders EMCON. Disables manual sensor control. As the label suggests, this option allows manual control of each sensor on the parent platform when unchecked. Leave the sensor setting at the preset state for now and continue to maneuver on station in your assigned exercise area. Okay. So we're just gonna, it's just as I can follow this course, okay? Let's just speed it up. Maybe he's going. Oh, okay. Now we got long reading. Long reading. Okay. We now have an ESM contact with the aircraft. Note that even with our radars off, you are still able to maintain contact. However, as time passes, an area of ambiguity will develop around the contact, and we will intermittently regain and lose contact. All right. We're able to maintain contact with the aircraft because we are detecting its radar emissions with our electronic support measures, ESM. ESM is a passive sensor type that is automatically activated and does not need to be switched off or on. Incoming radar or other emissions are detected and analyzed, which, depending on the capabilities your specific ESM can give a bearing estimate, range estimate as well. In this case, specific identification of the emitter. Note that after a minute or so, the ESM contacts, we are able to identify the air contact as a T. So after a while, we're able to a common maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft with powerful long-range radar, range and surface radar. ESM detections can be made well beyond the maximum range of an emitting radar. Radar sends out a radio energy and detects contacts based on the reflection of that energy. But ESM only needs to detect the radiated energy. The detected energy doesn't have to be powerful enough to send a reflection for ESM set to know that there's a contact out there. This is a very important fundamental principle of modern naval and air warfare, and the main reason why most aircraft and ships prefer to remain silent, prefer to remain ecom silent, means silent, to avoid. Okay, so that's why they like to remain silent. Okay, basically, in a long story, what this is it just depicts radar. They can hoy the radar, and it goes over many kilometers. And this ESM is just passive; it just detects radar signals, and it can be a very small system. All right, another important concept is that radar energy is directional. Selecting the air contact and clicking on contact report in the right hand status bar, the omnidirectional service radar is detected approximately every 10 seconds as it sweeps our destroyer. But the directional box tail tail warning radar is only detected when the aircraft is flying away from us. Note, this is detectable even over 100 nautical miles, despite having an effective range of approximately 10 nautical miles. This is for a relatively weak tail radar. Now, we know that we are well within the detection rate of the bare surface radar, and we already have been admitting our air search radars. It is practically certain that we have been detected and that our identity has been deduced from the radar emissions, and our position has been determined precisely by the BEAR's surface radar. We know that the purpose of our air warfare exercise, that we will soon have incoming air threats. So, in this tactical situation, we will be better served by situational awareness that our radars give us than the potential to be more stealthy by leaving them off. So basically, it's just like what we are detected by them. There's no hunting. There's no need to be silent and passive. We might as well stick our radars on. That's what I'm assuming. Open the sensors menu. Turn on the SPS, whatever, by checking the active box next to each sensor entry. Note that the white anti-search range ring around the ship. Note that, if the white range ring is not visible, zoom out so you can see it at least 206 nautical miles from the ship, and check that the map settings air sensors is switched on. Okay, we'll do that. We have the map settings air sensors. Air sensors currently on. What is he saying? Pick the ship. What we need to do, if we press F9, will we get something? No. Maybe we need to. Okay, it says press F9. Okay, the sensors menu, basically, yeah. Okay. Click that, and we want. What are we looking for? SPS. SPS 49V5. I don't know if there's NTU. Okay, let's just see if there's other ones. No, it's this one. Okay, SPS 49V5. Jeez, all these damn sensors. Look at this stuff. Oh, so if you do check it, that thing lights up there. So there we go. 49V5. Okay, that's right. Right. Now we can close it. And there's the white sensor box. Alright, so we've now done that. Okay, so we've put that on. It must be flying from here. Okay, let's. No, I take that off. So this brown is the range if we can shoot. Okay, there's the aeroplane. Okay, we've detected an air contact within our radar. Note that we have range and bearing information, but we have no indication of the altitude of the contact. The lack of altitude information is due to the 2D nature of the SPS. Okay, it's 2D. Now switch off the SPS and switch on the SPS 48 radar by checking the active box to the sensor, and note that the range ring is significantly smaller than it was with the SPS 49. This is because the SPS 48 radar has a shorter range, which is partly because it operates on the EF band, which is a higher frequency than the C band. Generally speaking, lower frequencies have longer maximum range ranges at the expense of precise positional information, while higher frequencies have more precise positional information at the expense of shorter range maximum detection range. Resume the space, and note that after a few seconds the altitude information is available. This is from the SPS updating. Wow, okay. So, alright, so we've got to switch on the SPS 48E. SPS 48E. Okay. So, oh shit, we've got to highlight it. Must be this first one. There's no 48s, other 48s, that's it. And turn that off. Okay, it's a shorter range. Okay, now the thing is, he says that we're gonna find the altitude. There's the altitude there. Okay, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Now, someone learned something new there. Longer range radar detectors aren't precise with the altitude. Shorter range are more precise, but they get shorter range. Okay, not bad. Alright, so he gave us the altitude. That's interesting to know. Oh, sorry. Put it up to 5. Okay, bogey, whatever. He's got his altitude. Okay. Another long story. I hate these long pictures. Okay, we've detected an unknown contact of air contact. Since it's not emitting, we're not able to identify its ECM. We are currently out of range of our visual sensors to identify the target. Okay, so there's another one then. In the scenario, we know that we're expecting air threats, but there could be civilian aircraft or natural aircraft in the area, so we need to be careful, okay, fair enough, to identify target contacts as a threat before engaging them. In the real world, rules of engagement are clearly defined and usually very prescriptive. In command, it's up to the scenario designer to give the player rules of engagement and determine whether they should be penalized for shooting indiscriminately or not. In absence of any specific direction from the scenario designer, the following useful criteria for assessing the threat posed by an unidentified air contact easily recalled from using the crash. I don't know what that is. Consorts, a lone aircraft is less likely to be a threat than a group of aircraft moving in information. Okay, you don't see ever civilian aircraft moving in formation. So this must be this. You only see civilian aircraft basically travel alone. I can tell you that now. Almost 100%, they're traveling alone. You know that. So when you see aircraft hugging together with like a wingman, you know it's military. Radiation radar or other emissions, which can give information to possibly identify and intentions of detected aircraft. Detecting a fire control radar is a cause for immediate alarm. Fire control. Altitude. Aircraft that are ascending or at a high altitude are less threatening than aircraft that are descending or traveling at a low altitude. Right, of course. Slow moving aircraft is not coming for attack. Speed. Aircraft traveling at slow speeds are less likely to be a threat than aircraft traveling at high speeds. Supersonic aircraft are nearly always a cause for concern. Yeah, anything flying past the speed of sound, it's not a civilian aircraft, unless it's a Concorde. Aircraft heading away from your users are less threatening than aircraft heading directly towards your users. So use this crash acronym story to, if you don't have any rules, to identify um, uh, bad or good targets. Use the above to evaluate air contacts as threats or non-threats in the scenario. For now, we're going to leave the specifics of any engagement to the AI crew. To order the crew to shoot down an air contact, select your destroyer and press F1 to order automatic attack and click. Okay, I know that already. You'll be designated hostile, and the crew will open fire with the most appropriate weapon when the contact enters the engagement parameters. You'll be presented with six target drones flying at various altitudes towards your ship. Note that all of these drones start with an equal distance from your ship and are traveling the same speed. Because they are flying at different altitudes, your radar will detect them at different times due to the radiation or radar horizon. Drones operating at high altitude will be detected at maximum range, while drones flying at minimum altitude, which is low down, will appear on your tactical map at uncomfortably close range. Using F1 to attack auto attack command, destroy the two highest flying drones with SM2 missiles. Do not use SM2 missiles to engage any drones under 10,000 feet. They must be above that. Wasting your missiles on these lower flying drones will mean that you will not be able to shoot down the high flying drones. We'll engage the lower flying drones with guns and close in weapons. So what we must do is we must shoot down. There's a whole variety of drones that are coming, the highest flying above 10,000 feet, and we just engage them automatically. I don't know if that's a drone or not. These are 36,000. Okay, let's have a look. Let's put the speed up. Okay. Okay, what is this? Is this a... Yeah, altitude 45,000. We'll engage him. What's this? 36,000. He's okay. Let him just get a little bit closer. Now we have to identify the drones. What is the story? Okay, I'll let them get a little bit closer, or we must just shoot them. I think we must just shoot them down. That's 45,000. Okay, let them come within 5. Let's see if we get into this brown. If he identifies this, so yeah. He's not identifying them. I think we can shoot them. Okay. We're gonna auto target. Oh, it's gonna get within. Okay, let him just come. He's the closest one. Just making sure. I feel like I'm playing. Shoot the guy. Shoot tower defense. Come on, faster than this. This must be the range, yeah. I'm shooting. I'm aiming at them. Let's see. Why aren't you shooting those down? I'm aiming at this damn thing. Okay, maybe it's just... I thought their range was already there. Oh shit, what's this? Okay, so this is 4-9. We don't need that one. Okay, good work. 2 drones have been destroyed, and you've been following the instructions, and they are the 2 high-flying drones. Okay, yes, great news. Take a moment to check the arcs of your guns and your mounts by selecting your destroyer and bringing up the weapons dialog F8 and checking the show arcs box next to the entries for for 127-54 Mark 45 Mod 2 and 20mm phalanx whatever. Note that one gun covers the forward arc and the other gun covers the rear one. Covers the starboard bow and other covers the point. Alright, so you got to check those two. F8, which is weapons dialogues or weapons mounts. Let me just see if we can see it while we're here. Okay. Okay, let's just take that out and press F8 to make sure it's the same damn thing. For the 120 or 54, 120 54 mod 45. Okay, and the 20mm 85. 15 phalanx speaker 1. Okay, that one. Well, I thought they'd show all the arcs. Okay. Oh, there they go. There's one that's covering the back. This one is covering the side. Okay. What else? For targets outside the 5 nautical miles, it's assumed that the crew perform whatever maneuvers necessary to unmask your weapons, and those arcs are not often taken into consideration. Within 5 nautical miles, however, your weapons are only able to engage targets within their arcs, and your destroyer is designed to have a 360 degree coverage from at least one each of its gun and whatever mounts CWS. However, you can bring most weapons to bear on targets off the port or starboard waist. In this training, the scenario is best to turn your ship so that it is presenting a broadside to the incoming threat, and then prepare to engage their target inside the 5 nautical mile. When responding to air threats in non-training environments, it may be better to turn head-on to the threat to minimize the radar cross-section of the ship by default. By default, the air will handle the maneuvering for you while you concentrate on other things. Yo, this is a long read, eh? Ooh. Okay. While we have the weapons dialog open, note that there are three main types of ammunition in your magazines. The 121 for high explosives. Well, it doesn't tell. Oh, I suppose we open this thing. Okay, they're saying it. I don't know if I'm going to get used to all these acronyms. I can tell you that now. Bro. I don't know. I don't want to join the Navy just yet. Okay, so we've got those. There's that weapons thing. Yeah. That okay, for high explosive, for anti-air engagements, we want the which is loaded by default. HEPD is more effective against surface vessels and shore targets, while VP is more effective as an incendiary against soft targets. Okay, so we got all the different. Within guns, there's other things. It's got one gun shooting there, but it's got like 100 different ammunitions. One for airplanes, one for submarines, one for this, one for that, one for this, one. 10 different other things. Hey. Okay, soft targets. Unlike the sensors of the age, the cannons of the age, which was simple. I think we must go and get a ships of the line and just practice with those. It's simple. Shoot, point, and shoot. Unlike the cannons of the age of sail, our ships 127mm guns are rapid fire, accurate, and can be guided by a variety of radars and electronic sensors. Board our destroyer. The phalanx. Okay, so there's no phalanx there, but he's going to tell us about it. The phalanx is even more capable against air targets, and since it's able to operate autonomously, it has no delay, a huge advantage when dealing with sea-skimming anti-ship missiles traveling at Mach 2. Like the illumination required to direct your SM-2 missiles to their targets, the auto-fire sensor activation is taken care of automatically by your crew and requires no action by you. This is what I like. No action needed. Point and press the button. Okay. Remember to maneuver to unmask both guns if possible. Note that the presented when using missiles and the guns ODR stands for observe, orientate, decide, and act. Okay. And is the time taken for the crew to organize their response to detected contact. The phalanx operate independently and therefore ignore that delay, which when combined with a potent anti-air capability make them very effective. I like the phalanx. I don't like this other shit. I like the phalanx. No need for input. You know, you gotta love computers today. They're just taking over the world. The final line of defense are decoys. Our destroyer is equipped with super rapid blooming offboard chaff launchers that are able to launch flares, as well as Nixie tow torpedo decoys. Decoys are automatically deployed by the crew, and in this case all decoys will operate autonomously and therefore ignore the ODA delay. The effect of the decoys is determined as part of the view of the message log entries. Note that since we are not defending against live missiles, thank God for that, in our training exercise, decoys will not be deployed. So we can't die in this scenario. Prepare to engage low flying targets, drones closing on your ship. Maneuver to expose your weapons and allocate your guns with manual. Allocate your guns with with manual shift or automatic F1 taxi. I like automatic. Don't give me manual stuff. Right, out of here. We've been reading now for half an hour. Okay, so this is also a low flying. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to yeah, but we're not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to take this. Yeah, I'm going to. Sorry, man. I'm going to delete that. I wonder if I should just. You know what? Plot. Because just now he's whatever. So what I'll do is I'll drag this one down to there. Because then I'll just put it back. Maybe he wants us to keep that course. So this will just drag it down to there. I'm thinking, let's fly it directly ahead. Because we gotta somehow present these two targets and that. So I don't know. Okay, let's just see now. I just want to see. Okay, that doesn't show us. Where were the... Oh, it's this here. This here. Okay, so this arc is covering the backside of your ship, right? Because the ship is going this way. Okay, this arc is covering the front, and that arc is covering that, and that arc is covering that. Okay. Yeah, but I'm sure this thing is gonna just shoot what's the most necessary, eh? Let's just target here. Auto target. Let me just auto target that one. All right. And I'm trying to think. Okay, so. Oh, so he's shooting it. Make it 5. Maybe this is easier than we thought. Okay. Then let's just auto target that. And let's just auto target that. Okay. Well, we just shot it with some missiles. Excellent work. You've destroyed the all target. You have likely noticed that it's much more effective at destroying air targets than those missiles I shoot are more. The 127 guns are excellent for shore bombardment and surfacing, but low caliber weapons with high rates of fire will tend to be more effective against anti-aircraft. Let's just put that back. Where were we? We were following the... Okay. We did it. Hey, I like this mission. It was a lot of reading, though. He needs to cut down on his story. We were able to make the air surface, ECM, surface to air missiles, air gunnery, and destroyer. We didn't use the guns, really. I mean, he tuned us to use the guns. I don't know how to use the guns. As long as the ship's got this missile that can hoy and it shoots down the airplane, why would I worry about the guns? I worry about the guns. I mean, when you press auto, this thing here, the ship in the simulation takes care of it. He knows what to fire. Okay, I could have pressed manual and then chosen those 20mm, I think, guns and whatever to shoot. But why do it? If you've got the weapons that can shoot over there, shoot the weapons there. They're better. The machine knows which is the best one to choose. So he decides where the weapons and what the weapons to use. I like that plan. The crew's deciding, not you, the crew. You understand? Otherwise you're sitting with charts again, figuring out times and spaces and and flank, and whether we cover the flank and how many kilometers we cover at the flank, and we got to see this is covering the front. We tied up with all those. What kind of things do we tied up with all that? We don't want to be tied up with that. We just want to give the ship, and the ship knows what to shoot with. That's the way I like it. He's going on the right. He was shooting me. He was asking me to shoot that stuff. I mean, I'm sure I shot with the wrong weapons, but I shot with the weapons that did the job. Well, let's just see. Okay, 100%. I think that last scenario, which scenario it was, that one where where I was complaining. I think the one where I only got 450. I didn't know why I got it. I think I didn't. There was that ordnance he asked me to select with those funny weapons that I didn't use. I mean, I passed the scenario and did everything, but I didn't use that. I can't remember. It was this last scenario or the scenario before. I can't remember which one it was now. I think the first scenario or the second one. I can't remember. But I didn't use that, and that's why I got the low score. I didn't use that thing he told me to use, but anyways, I got the thing done properly. Okay. So basically, what did I learn here? Basically, sensors have different ranges, and the shorter range sensor, the shorter range one with shorter range, can pick up the altitude, more information, but it has a shorter range. The longer ranges are on a higher frequency, so they can pick up further, but they don't pick up as much information of the plane. Really, that's what. And what I love about modern, and this is why I love harpoon in that. What I love about modern warfare is it's fire and forget most of the time. There's a target, shoot. There's a target, shoot. Get your planes on, fly around there, see targets. So that the tactics and strategy around them is great, and you let the air crews, the people flying the planes, the people driving the boats, let them do the best maneuvering they can, and give them the option to choose what weapons to shoot with. They know best. They know best. I know I'm on a tangent here, but I had to say those things. All right, what's the next? Great scenario. I enjoyed this. A little bit too much reading. I'm not a big fan of reading, eh? Yeah, I don't like when he comes with these long stories. There was one scenario I didn't play. Which one was it? Was it this one? Which turned me off. Was it the strike or the history of it? No, it wasn't history. It was refueling, or one of them that I tried out. This had 20 pages of reading to do. I mean, who's going to watch that and who's going to read that? I mean, come on. Not even in my off time when I'm not recording will I read all that. Yes, man, that was just one big read of bookworm. So it's better to keep the reading to minimum. Maybe 1 page, that's as far as I go. Basic air-to-air combat. The next one's going to be introduction to basic anti-submarine warfare. We did a bit of submarines. No, we haven't done any submarines. We did some in bark. I think this small boats, or maybe. But we're going to do anti-submarine warfare in the next tutorial. Alright, I think I covered everything. Sean from Fitz. So until our next tutorial or scenario, good day on you.